So much of the new Ninjago information has been so exciting for a lot of people over the past couple of days, but during all of this, something else was actually kind of revealed in the Promo Bricks article that has actually been worrying quite a few people in the community, and I wanted to come in today and drop my takes on all of this. Okay, so within the actual Promo Bricks article, a lot of the most obvious stuff to really cover was, of course, the set details, right? There were also a few show details sprinkled in there, but yeah, most of it was just kind of further set information and just details regarding the whole villains returning and overall characters returning and that kind of thing. But actually, one thing that I didn't actually see on the first read, I'm going to be honest, but right down towards the bottom there was actually a small section, and I'm not going to read it all out, but basically towards the end it said something like, and there's going to be a Ninjago reboot coming in 2023. And I mean, the word reboot is kind of infamous in the Ninjago community because that is heavily associated with Season 11, for example. Ninjago has received quite a few soft reboots in the past, I should say, with those mainly being stuff like Season 11. You could kind of count Season 8 there as well. Now, a soft reboot is, to sum it up, literally what Season 11 was. Maybe, at a push, a change of animation, kind of a different tone slash setting for everything, you know, it's just got that slightly different vibe to it. So it's kind of simplified down, and it's basically in the name, right? It's a soft reboot, a very small reset to everything before it, but it's also still the exact same story, right? It's nothing too dramatic as with Season 11. There was no real massive change there, but you could just expect some small stuff, as I've just mentioned, and also maybe a change in animation and episode format, right? So, with the news of a new format, a lot of fans have been rushing to the conclusion that, is this Ninjago as we know it ending? And to be honest, I'm just going to answer this right now. From what we know, I do not think this, and there is a few reasons why. First of all, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Promo Bricks isn't really reliable that much with show information. Please, 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 just keep that in mind when reading and talking about all of this stuff. Promo Bricks does know their stuff about sets, I will give them that, right? They know literally a lot of things about the sets before we do, and they managed to leak a lot of this information, and a huge majority is true. But for the actual show details, I'm not really going to be trusting them as much as I do for the sets. Of course, still a very good source, but stuff like this could definitely be wrong. That's reaching quite far out into the future, 2023. We are barely in 2022 at this point still, so 2023, for Promo Bricks out of everyone to have that information, yeah, not necessarily the most trustworthy news ever. So yeah, I'm just going to put that out there now. But assuming this actually is a reboot of sorts, what could this really mean? Well, personally, I don't really think it's going to be much. Of course, a lot of people are going to jump to the conclusion that, oh no, Ninjago is going to be ruined yet again. I'm just going to spare you the trouble and say that there's no point worrying about this kind of thing at all. I really highly recommend just kind of looking forward to it, if anything, because if you remember in 2019 when Season 11 was coming out and we got the trailer for it, so many people overblew the situation and acted like Ninjago was ruined, it was ending, it was childish. Well, all of those kind of labels that people put on it ended up being completely false, and we've ended up with some of the best Ninjago content ever, I'd say, actually. To be honest, Season 11 was really solid, Season 12, good, Season 13, amazing, The Island, whatever, it's a special, Seabound, really, really great, right? So, we definitely haven't seen Ninjago being ruined in the slightest, so I tick that off straight away and say that Ninjago is definitely not going to be ruined with this new installment, and hey, maybe it's even going to be a lot better. Who knows, really? They could even step things up even further. And also for the animation-wise here, I wouldn't really expect WildBrain to be actually stepping down from animating the season, just because of the fact that WildBrain has actually been recruiting more people to basically animate Ninjago, so for them to just be kind of cutting all of that now, it would be kind of strange. And I know a lot of other people have also been talking about maybe seeing a new era story. That's cool and all, but for a soft reboot next year, maybe not necessarily. But assuming Promo Bricks got this information wrong, and it's actually going to be some hardcore reboot, then maybe, I guess, maybe a new era for Ninjago, and by that maybe seeing the ninjas' children, seeing a brand new canonized world, which isn't really canon to the story that we know and love right now, but it's something completely different in Ninjago, if that makes sense. And there's also just a whole range of different ideas like that that people have been having, which honestly is a topic for another time, but it's still interesting to discuss. And maybe, just maybe, that is another possibility to be had. But for now, I'm just going to kind of keep that one off the cards at the minute, just because of the fact that there's so much other stuff we don't really know yet. But yeah, that basically does sum it up. So in conclusion, Don't worry about this if it does come true. For now, at least, do not even trust this fully because this is promo bricks and they're not always 100% reliable with show information. And yeah, if anything, just look forward to it. I mean, the Wild Brain era ended up being fantastic, even though everyone said it's bad. So in conclusion, I'm just going to leave today's video off on that note. No, Ninjago is not really going to be ending fully, I don't think, either. That just seems unlikely, but that is also another discussion for another time. But yeah, with all of this being said, do be sure to drop your thoughts down below on all of this in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding all of this. Like, subscribe, comments, turn on the notification bell. Do all of that kind of stuff. That would be awesome. And with all of this being said, I will see you all in my next video coming out very, very soon. Goodbye.